Scorpio, how you doing? So go now, go. Walk out the door. You're not welcome anymore. Wherever it was, Matt or Matthew or M or Emily or Melissa or Maria or Matilda, all the M's. Go on then, go. Walk out the door. You're not welcome anymore. Wherever it was that you are welcome or not welcome, you're not welcome anymore. So I feel like someone walked out, if I'm honest, Scorpio. So if you haven't seen this channel before, I channel from the Akashic Records and then we do some tarot reading for you. But I definitely heard, well, go on then, just go. If you want to go, go. Just leave. If you don't want to stay here, then go. If you don't want to live here, go. If you don't want to be in a relationship, then go. If you're going to play stupid games, or you're going to play stupid mind games, then just leave. So I feel a lot of you have probably gone for a breakup or something of where somebody left. Okay, so I don't know, because I keep hearing forever or Trevor, or like, oh, go on then, go forever. If you don't want to be here, Trevor, then just walk out. If you don't want to be at this job, then don't do it. Like if you don't want to work for me, then don't work for me. If you don't want to be in a relationship, don't be in a relationship. But whichever way it is, Scorpio, the messages that I'm getting for you for this week are where somebody's walked out on somebody, okay, and it's like, well, just go then. If you don't want to be here and you don't want to be in a relationship, then don't be in a relationship. Well, it's kind of like this stuck energy. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, right? And it's like, look, don't compromise me and argue. You see, and I've said this for a while, and I don't think anybody listens. Sorry, Scorpio, but when people argue, right? When you have a relationship and you argue, if someone's like, because I'm hearing like, I don't want to argue about it. I don't want to argue. Like, I don't want to stand here, you asking me a load of questions. I don't want to argue. So when you don't argue, if someone is argumentative, then what you cause is separation. But if somebody is like very like, no, I need an answer and I want it now, like, and I'm going to persist to keep doing this until you give in, until you say something. So if you haven't been speaking, okay, or you're not speaking now, then it feels like that somebody pretty much, I don't know, gives somebody an ultimatum in order to be able to say their piece and say, look, if you don't want to be in a relationship, then don't. And it's kind of like some people, I don't know, I'm trying to work it out for you, because I'm hearing, you could be dealing with another Scorpio, for you. I'm also hearing for you, something for you, alchemy for you, or in you, or few, nephew. They're saying something to do with few, like my few. So my nephew, like your nephew could have left, or your niece could have left. But whichever way it is, I just feel like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to leave it then. If you're going to play stupid games, or you're going to play mind games, or you're going to argue about it, then just leave it. And I can't be bothered, I can't be asked to keep figuring this out, and I can't keep dealing with your temper tantrums. Temperance, something to do around Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node. But I can't be dealing with your temper tantrums. And if you're going to pull a tantrum and you're going to pull a trick, then it's really just the latest and greatest trick. So you've kind of got, look, if you're going to pull a trick or you're going to try to pull a fast one over me, I keep trying to tell you, and I have told you before, and if I told you once before, I told you again, Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine, all the J's. But if I told you once before, I told you again. Just leave then. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, you know, don't be here. So I don't know if someone's kind of got their head up in the clouds or did have, and they're kind of like, look, you're not even with it anyway. Like, you're like, hello, I'm just trying to get your attention. And you're like, look, you know, it came up in another reading, I forget which one, but hello, I'm trying to get your attention a minute. Will you pay attention? And someone wasn't paying attention or isn't paying attention. And because they're not, they're kind of like, look, if you don't want to be here, then don't be here. Why on earth is it that you're here if you don't want to be? Why are you at work if you're here? Why is it that we're in a relationship and you're here, but you're really not here? Like, you're not really paying attention. And it feels like that you have or will have, I feel like you have, they're saying that you have had this argument. And it's probably a consistency now of, well, go on then, walk out the door. And, you know, don't talk to me anymore then. If you don't want to talk, don't talk. If you don't want to talk about it, then don't talk. And you've kind of got this, well, fair enough then. Fair's fair. Fairs are all fairs, love and war, unless there's an affair, right? But I'm hearing like all's fair in love and war. And if you don't want to be here, War of the Roses, I'm picking up the name Rose or Rosie. But, like, if you don't want to be here, then don't, you know. And I feel that you've probably got into this argument where you was trying to get someone's attention, and because they wasn't paying attention, someone's a bit like incoherent. And it's like, are you hard of hearing? And it's like, yeah, but you shouted. It's like, because you can't hear me. Hello, I'm like, what did you shout? Well, it's because you don't never hear me in the first place when I do say something. You say what, or pardon, or like you're not with it, and you're like, well, I have to shout at you in order to get you to like fucking snap up and wake up out of it, and like, yeah, but what did you say, what, and you're like, oh Jesus Christ, like I've told you, hello, like just give me a minute, right? And it's kind of like, no, I ain't got time to listen to all that. Or that could be a family situation that you've got going on. And can you see mirrors? Because I'm kind of seeing a mirror here somewhere of like, no, I ain't got time for all of that crap. I ain't going to stand here and argue about it. Like, I don't want to argue. I don't want to confront. It's kind of like a person keeps trying to get you to confront something, but you don't want to confront it. And it's nothing. It's like, yeah, but you're putting on a front. It's like, no, I'm not putting on a front or an act or whatsoever. Like, I am just literally don't want to talk about it. Or someone has not been talking about it, and it's accumulated up through the readings that I've said about the domino effect, where someone doesn't talk about the main issue, and there's something there and it pisses somebody off, and then another thing happens and then it pisses them off and they don't say anything, and then another thing happens and that pisses somebody off and that don't say anything, and you kind of like slowly you start to build up like a bottle top, and you start to get frustrated, pissed off and fed up, and then all of a sudden in any dynamic of life, whether it be family or friends or a loving relationship, you kind of like, look, it's coming to that point where I'm just, hello, I'm trying to get your attention, and someone doesn't, and you're like, man, that really does piss me off when you're not paying attention to what I, like, you're here with me, right? You're here with me. So where are you, like, in life? Where's your head? What are you thinking about? Blah, blah, blah. Someone then starts to think of negative things and all these little things that have, like, really annoyed somebody. And then eventually someone snaps, and then the other person, then you like, oh, you know what, I'm going to leave then. And I say, well, go on then, go. If you don't want to be in it and you don't want to be here, then don't. And you're kind of like, yeah, but you're not giving me a word in order to say anything. And you're like, yeah, well, I can't say anything because you're now pressurising me. It's because you now have a list of demands of stuff that I've now done wrong, and you've now gone in the blame game. And because you're now blaming me for all of this shit, I really ain't got time. I'm going to turn into a Seven of Swords, and I ain't got time for this. I'm Danny Glover. Or Danny, or anybody beginning with D. Okay, but I ain't got time to listen to all this shit, all these demands that you're saying that I am doing and I'm not doing right, or I didn't do. And trust me, this is such a male energy. I ain't going to stand around listening to all of this bollocks in my life if you keep having these lists of complaints that I'm doing wrong. So, you know what, then fuck it then. If you don't want to be together, you don't. But I keep trying to get your attention, and because you're not paying attention, because I say something, you make a drama out of a crisis, well then, you know what, have your own crisis and do it your own way. If you don't want to listen, then don't. Okay, well, I'm trying to say something, but you're not listening. It's because you're arguing. And trust me when I tell you that normally when people want to argue and the other person doesn't want to argue, it pisses the other person off because they can't argue. Because if you get someone that's argumentative and has got loads of shit in their head, 5, Taurus or Sagittarius or 5, but they've got loads of shit going on in their head, because I'm seeing the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Wands possible, but like, you know, like going around and I'm like, awooga, hello, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. I'm trying to get your attention for a moment, hello. And then you get into the 5 of Swords energy, where I said this for another reading, where I think it was channeled during the cards, can't remember, but making a drama out of a crisis, making a minor into a major incident. So something that's either very minor or very major, but someone making a big thing of it. Like, oh, you're making too much of it now. Like you're like, you know, you're adding fuel to the fire as such. So you're kind of like, you've made a drama out of a crisis. You made more out of it than what it was. So you know what? If you don't want to speak and I don't want to speak, then what's the point in speaking? Because all you are is argumentative. And if you want to argue and I don't want to argue, then what the fuck is the point? And I say that for everybody, is to never argue. And when you don't, because someone's argumentative, you can't think clear. And because you never can think the name Claire or Clear or from Clare Street. But like when people don't think straight and when people can't think clearly because someone's battering their head and arguing, you're kind of like, oh, I ain't got time to listen to all of that shit. You know what? Just if you've got a list of demands of things that's wrong, then go and demand that somewhere else, because I'm not doing it. Or Dan, I keep hearing D. Okay, so like if you've got loads of things that's wrong with me, then why are you with me? Well then, what? If you've got a load of things that's wrong with me. See, this is again the martyr, Martin, or Danielle Martin, or a list of demands of a martyr, someone that plays a victim in life. Is it someone that's kind of like, okay, you've done this, blah, 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 what's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with me. What do you mean what's wrong with me? And then someone plays a victim. But did you love me anyway? Do you want me anyway? Did you not? You didn't even want me in the first place, did you? I don't even know why you got back with me. I don't even know why you did this. I don't see why me. Goes into the blame game, starts using emotions of like, yeah, but why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did you say that? Why did you? And then, yeah, but you didn't even love me in the first place. You didn't even want me. I don't even know why you're here. Like, because you're not even with it, so I don't even know why you're here. Did you even want me in the first? All these kind of things, right? So you've kind of got this energy that my spirit is saying is around martyrdom, or Rotterdam, or Amsterdam, or like. A martyr, or someone that's just playing a victim or playing a role, and it's just kind of like, what's the point in playing this role play? Because I'm not playing with you anymore, Chucky, or but I'm not child's playing anymore. I'm not going to play child's play with you. I'm not going to play this tit for tat. It's stupid. It's pointless. What's the point? So when you don't get an argument, someone then goes into like, yeah, but it was you, and starts blaming you, and you're kind of like, fuck you on. You're not going to listen to me anyway. And if I don't speak, I'm wrong. If I do speak, that I'm wrong. So what's the point in speaking at all? So to be honest, I don't think that you are speaking at all. I don't, whether this be with a partner or a friend, I think you're probably frustrated. It could have a lot to do with, through what I've been picking up, through the readings that I've done, through the weeklies, and I think the monthlies, it was a lot to do with Scorpio and the new moon and so on and so forth. And like I said, a very strange scenarios is that 4 people have actually died in my town. 4 people, right? Scorpio, moon, represents 4. So I'm picking up a huge reference of 4. So it could be another Scorpio, it could be round 4. Like, are we going to do this again? Really? You want to go through this again? Like, we've done this 3 times already. You want to go for another round? You want to do it again? You want to go from a 3 to a 4? What, you want to get together and then you don't? You do and then you don't? What do you want to do? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman or what? I can't figure it out. Right? So, you got someone that's possible ginger here, because I'm hearing Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman. Jean Wild or Rachel, but Wild, feral cat Leo in the wild. I'm hearing wild. Someone's very wild, like very like, oh, I'm very aggressive and very angry. You see, that's what I'm saying. People can't handle that energy when someone won't argue back, because it pisses off the person that's argumentative. So when someone really wants to argue and it's like, right, I'm going to confront you about all of this shit. When you don't and you have a calm response, it pisses off the person that's negative. So if a person has a negative outlook in life, in a seed in their head, they set off this negativity in their head. That accumulates up to the domino effect and the relationship destruction, or the family group destruction, or the group destruction, whichever way it is, brings down the tower, brings it all upon oneself, explodes with all this frustration and crap that's going on. And then it sets off this seed, because it's set by what happens in relationships, is where people piss people off in life. Okay, that's why we have reproductive organs of giving birth to a human, and then what do? Spat, scream, cry, God knows what else. A child becomes an adult, it does worse than what a child does when it's a baby. And then your soul group of people cause your karma. So you've got Carmel, or Mel, Melissa, Carmel, Cameron, okay, Cam, but you've got this, the cause and effect of something. Well, you're affecting me now, right? So, which is, like I said, it's when you are contracted via soulmates and people, well, but anybody, because everybody's a soulmate. But definitely when you're empathic and all that kind of shit, right? You can pick up and sense that something is wrong with somebody. Like I said, Scorpio, you see the end. I have a load of Scorpio on my chart, and I always say, I just know damn well that something is wrong, and you kind of sense that about a person. You think, I know that that's pissed you off, and then you don't speak about it because you think, well, it's so minor. So then another thing, alright, and another thing, and you're like, I know this is pissing you off, but blah, 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 and then all of a sudden, bam, all of this stuff comes out through the tower, where someone has all of these things, and they start bringing up the past. So they bring up exes, they bring up every mistake that you've ever made and try to hold you accountable for all of these things that somebody didn't speak about right from the beginning. They then have this list of demands of shit that they're saying, okay, well let's recollect when you did this. Okay, well, let's recollect back in 1964 then, when you made that mistake. Okay, let's hold you accountable for that. Oh, really? Oh, okay then. So let me tell you then, blah, blah, blah. And so on and so forth, so on and so forth. And go on now, go, walk out the door. Fine, okay, if that's what you want, do that. So, argument. Argument is what I'm picking up for you. I'm sorry there's no clear message there that I can give you a prediction of future, because I feel that it's a progression of the same. So if this has just happened or is happening, because some of these are done like 2 or 3 days before the first comes out, it's a progression of the same happening throughout your week. Okay. But well, that's what I'm kind of putting together. Your tarot might say something different. Okay, so let's see what's been going on. Let's have a look just to see what has been going on. What's been going on with Scorpio? What has been going on with Scorpio? What has been going on with Scorpio? What has been going on with Scorpio? Okay, so 3 of Pentacles. So you've been working on the relationship. You've probably been going out. Some of you have been studying or looking at the person and psycho-analysing the person, keeping an eye on them. Thinking, well, I'm going to have to keep an eye on you because there's something about this that doesn't feel right here. Now, 3 is also trust, because it means if you've been in a third party, if this has happened a third time and you've tried it like once, twice a charm, 3 times a lady, if you've done it 3 times, you've been kind of thinking, I fucking know damn well that this is going to happen again because it's happened before. And if it happened before, it happened again. And if it happened again and it's happened now for the future, then the past is just an energy of where you're always in these, a drama triangle. If it isn't one thing, it's another. And it always comes in 3s, which means that I've got a list of demands of 3 things that you don't do right in your life. Okay, but then, like I've said to many people, your karma will come in many different shapes and forms. So if it isn't with a mother, it's with a lover. You could be dealing with a Gemini, but if it isn't with a mother, it's with a lover. If it isn't with the lover, it's with the mother and a lover. If it isn't, it's a friend, it's a sibling, it's a brother and a sister, where everything accumulates up to where you learn, suddenly, life has no meaning. Some of you have got to go to church. Or somebody could have just passed, and this is organising what happened through the Libra reading, where people were planning things to go to church. Okay, here. So that would be somebody that may have passed in your soul group. I'm also picking up here in your past that this is an accumulation of things that have started to build up, that you've recognised where trust is the most important thing. And if trust isn't there and somebody has done it before and they've done it again, you're now at that conclusion where you're like, man, really? This has happened again and again and again. Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine, Jay, Jace, Eddie, Jeremy, Julian, okay? But J, L and J, L, Lucy, L, Elijah, Lucifer, Devil, Capricorn, you're the devil. You're the devil, Charles. You see, I'm hearing that somebody gave birth to a spawn of Satan. It's not, it's I've said this in another reading and it may not be, but I am kind of hearing that, is where somebody blames through the 3 the fact that they had a child with the person that they don't get on with the husband. So they don't get on with the husband, but the child is severed. Not severed, because you'll never sever it. People out there, I'm going to get witchcraft. You'll never sever it. Good luck. But you've kind of got this energy where I had a child with a person, right? Even if I get divorced, I'm still a part of it, right? So you've kind of got this where some people, they blame like a child for acting out, right? They blame a child for acting out, letting people know that you, like, yeah, well, it's because that's that husband, that's the husband, you know, that's because I had a child with him, and that's why the child does that. It's nothing to do with past, it's just people's astrology that make them act the way they do. Nobody's ever to blame the way someone does what they do, because the moon and everything else makes you feel a certain way. Definitely when you're empathic, like everybody says, and is, right? Everybody. So when you're strongly empathic, you feel energies. Definitely around Scorpio. This is why I feel, Scorpio, that we are designed to be alone, which is woman is designed to be alone. Because we are designed to be alone, right? Because we relate with one energy, right? So we're designed to actually feel great on our own. So when you come up against the Scorpio, you'll probably, a feminine will try to get feelings out of a Scorpio that they can't get out of, right? Which means, well, I feel better with you or without you. So when you're looking at children that can be through that energy, you're kind of like, you're stuck, basically. But as a generic reading, for a lot of you, you've been working on the relationship for a lot, unless you're in a third-party relationship and it's driving you crazy. But your third parties are everything. You never get out of them. You go from one to another to another to another. If you don't learn it with a mother, you learn it with a brother. If you don't learn it with a lover, you learn it with all of them. And if you don't learn it with that lover, you learn it with another lover, right? So you go from one to another to another to another. It doesn't matter who you learn it with, you're learning it, right? So you never escape it. It doesn't matter. People can think, okay, I'm going to sever the tie to this karma because I can't take this shit anymore. Okay, pay a witch doctor, do all of that crap, and then all of a sudden I bump into another person later on in life that shows me exactly the same thing. Right? Contracting energy is an empath, right? So when you are with a person, if they are shouting and screaming and blaming through 3 and letting you know of all of these things through what I said that seems to be here as a channel message, when you contract with a person, right, and their computer is all glitched out, you're contracting a virus, right? I didn't really want to do this video yet because it's wrote down, but I didn't want to do this because of the coronavirus being around for some time, and I don't like to go shouting around about viruses. Some of you could have had the coronavirus, the vaccine here. You could have gone to a hospital for vaccination here. Or the name V, Vax, Jax, Jackie, Jackson, Jack, Julian, Jason. But when you do and someone's glitched out and they're arguing, you contract that feeling of like, I fucking just know that something is wrong with you. I just know it is. And then all of a sudden, bam, like that. And you go around, because this can be a victim, because it's a drama triangle. So it can be a sociopath, it can be a victim, it can be narcissism, it can be control. But it's still controlled by the planets that make people do that, because that's a certain feeling that a planet will put down on you, okay, to make you do something, to be alone, right? So when you realise is that we are designed to be alone. So it happens again and again and again, and you get frustrated and pissed off and think, you know what, I'm better off alone. I'm better off on my own, right? So what do you create? Separation, karma. So you end up thinking, well shit, this just really isn't working out. But what we have done in the past is actually been working on it, right? Because you can't work, you're working for and against energy constantly. Everybody says, well, put the work in. You are constantly, every second and millisecond that you breathe, are you working towards the end of time. You're working towards the end of it, to accumulate your karma, to build it up, to get rid of it, to do it again, right? So you've still got shitloads of karma, right? So it'll never end, right? So time as it doesn't, it's just that people get very frustrated and pissed off the fact that they can't get out of these things that they want in. Because this is like, do you want in or do you want out of it? What do you want? Like, do you want to go out? Where do you want to go? Okay, well, let's do that. But then, well, what does the future bring? Sorry, because I'm kind of giving you your past, present, future reading. Show me what's been going on with Scorpio, please. What's been going on with Scorpio? 7 of Cups. Smoke me a mirror, I can't see shit. I'm just, somebody's confused somebody now. Confused that much. It's like I said, here, you could have gone out and you could have been working on it, but you're like, hello? Hello, 7 of Cups. Like, you're not paying attention. What is the matter with you? Your head's in the clouds. Why are you not paying attention? Hello, hello, hello. This is someone that goes to college and school, and they're on their phone at school, and you're like, hey, you in the background there, come and sit up at the front. Come here now. You're not listening. I'm trying to tell you something, but you're not listening. You're not paying attention. You're on your phone. You're talking to your mate. You know, you're doing this to your mate. You're talking with them. You're believing in them all the time. You're doing all of that. Why are you not paying attention to here? Hello, hello. Because this can be a school, but Again, it can still be a story, but you're going out, been working on it. Okay, Seven of Cups is that a teacher would say, look, you're not paying attention. You're not listening to what I'm saying. Your head is in the clouds, Seven of Cups. You're not paying a lick of sentence or a notice of what I'm saying. You're more interested in talking to your mate at school or sitting at the back or flicking Elastic Band at Sid, right? So someone from Sydney, Australia possibly, or called Sid or Sydney or Cindy, right? But again, Cinders, right? Take a seat, right? Okay, let's sit down and talk about it. But you're not paying attention. Even if I do talk about it, you're not paying attention. You're not here. Hello, right? That kind of energy. That's the Seven of Cups. So it feels like that you've gone through this thing with this person, trying to get someone's attention in order to be able to work on something, but they're more interested in something or someone else. So they're not with it, right? They're not with it. They're not been concentrating on. Well, you've probably, if this is a one energy together, you've not really been concentrating on things together. Somebody's just not been with it when they're not with it. Because I keep picking up a child at school that talks to their friends or something. I mean, 3 can be as well. Someone that pays more attention to the drama that goes on in someone else's life, avoids what's going on in their own, really not paying attention, and you're like, well, you're concentrating more on your friends. You're concentrated more on the belief of the drama that goes on with everybody else, avoiding all of that, instead of actually paying attention to me. And if you're not paying attention to me and you're concentrated more on school, education, work, or like your friends, then you're not with it. So then, bam, right? So you've kind of got this, like I said, it's either physical, school or work, or it's somebody that's been paying more attention to someone else's life other than their own. So they've avoided their own relationship, concentrated more on 3, which is a drama triangle. So it can be concentrating more on someone else's negativity, thinking that they can save them from their karma. A soulmate then gets pulled into a drama triangle of like, no, but I'm a part of this. I care for them. I have to save them from that. I have to give them advice, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I'm here to save the day, right? So you could be dealing with the Capricorn. God knows the reason why that came up, of me doing that in the thing, on the thumbnail. But it's like, well, I'm here to save everybody. I'm supposed to save. Fuck them. No way. No. So you're like, I'm supposed to save everybody, right? No. So if you get somebody that's incoherent in the relationship itself, and they're paying more attention to other people of what's going on in their life, they're not with it. They haven't been with it. And you're kind of like, look, I'm trying to get your fucking attention. Hello, but you're not. So what have you got? Detention. So you go to karmic school. Karmic lesson, the School of Fish, 3, School of Rock. But basically you go to drama triangle. So you go to the planet, right? The 3rd's from the sun. But anyway. I heard the third planet, but the furthest planet from the sun, which is Pisces, 3, right? Neptune. I'm hearing Neptune. Well, that's how I see mine, because mine's in the 1st house, Neptune. So, and also Scorpio. And then I have a Pisces sun, and then I also have it in North and then 12th also, but Neptune. So, unless you've got Neptune in the 3rd house, but I'm hearing the furthest planet from the sun, which is Neptune, right? So I'm hearing Neptune nephew. Your nephew could have Neptune's, well, obviously got Neptune somewhere, but I'm hearing nephew. I'm paying more attention to my nephew. See, I'm seeing fucking so many mirrors at the moment here through a family dynamic. Of also then someone within that 3 of Pentacles has been paying more attention to their niece and nephews, right? Or to their kids and children. So within that 3, if there's a drama triangle of a couple separated within that 3, there's been somebody here that's been putting smoke and mirrors or been putting bullshit into someone's head here, because someone's been listening to something which is negativity. So if someone's been listening to somebody's negative approach of life, or negative, like, relative, as a negative relative, this person's been putting things into their head to cause, well, the natural law of attraction, really, of what's supposed to happen, which is that somebody will listen to a person, they'll believe what they say, and then they project that upon another. Because it's karma, it's spread, it's a virus, right? So it spreads like a disease. It's the quickest one ever, is karma. Everybody else is like, where's the cure for karma? Fuck knows, there ain't any. Right? You have to go through it. So that's where you get the weird folk that think there's a cure for karma by contacting a witch doctor. So there's got to be a cure for karma. I would be a rich fucking person if I had a cure for karma. Holy shit. But an actual one, right? A natural one. Yeah. There's probably someone up here doing something. But a fool, a trick, smoke and mirrors, getting people to believe in things that are not real. Anyway, whichever way you look at it. But let's see what's been going on with Scorpio. See, I feel a lot of people in life are in so much of a rush to die. And everybody will freak out and say, yeah, but of course not. But everybody wants everything before they die. So they're in such a rush to die, which is, why do you not have patience? Why do you have to be in such a rush in order to learn everything straight away? Why is it that you're in such a rush in order to know everything? Because I do know everything. It's because I am Scorpio. I know the ending already. I know damn well, right? So, damn you all to hell, right? So, you've got karma here. So, you've got what goes around comes around. Well, anybody out there that is waiting, that is very aggressive for a twin flame dynamic that you're not with, that you're in a metaphysical connection, keep thinking that you're waiting for the other person to get their karma because you are annoyed. It doesn't happen like that. Life is not going to fuck anybody up, and life is definitely not going to kill any person, right? Not because you want them to. If you're in such a twin flame dynamic 7 of cups, where, like I've said before, it's not I don't believe in twin flames because I've had 7. It's the fact I don't believe in twin flame readers that do divine feminine, divine masculine, and concentrate on the karmics, which is getting people to believe that karma only exists in the person that they're negatively approaching. Like, let's concentrate on all the shit that's going on, the stuff that you don't need to know, because it isn't helping you, right? It's just winding you up. So everybody evolved everything and made everybody about the karmics, and then everybody then started getting very rich off all the fucking twin flame crap that they were doing, and then realised that that doesn't work later on in life, right? So then you get people like myself that speak the truth. So, you know, when you look at karmic energy, because everybody is, how the fucking hell can you do a divine feminine and a divine masculine reading when we are both? We are both, right? It's just a reading that's making you think, you know what, this really relates to me. And so does the feminine. It's because it's a bunch of cards. Of course they do. It's involving you because of evolution, which is everybody, okay, everybody, right? So there are no answers to life. When you know the answer and you think you know the answer, it changes. Life changes. Life and the world can change at any point and any moment. Because if you know too much about it, Spirit will just think, okay, well, we'll make this happen with another person then, with another lover, or with a mother, or with a brother, or with a sister. Whichever way it is, energy is just of a lesson. And it comes in many shapes and forms of one, which is everybody. Right? Which is why you get this. One. Okay, one. So if it doesn't happen with one, it happens another. If it isn't happened with one, if it has happened before, it's happened again. If it happens again, it will happen again, right? Because if someone's playing the martyr and playing the victim in life, that things are not fair for them, then Spirit's just going to treat you worse, or treat the person worse that thinks that it isn't fair on them, right? Because they're growing, trying to grow essentially and understand what the fuck that is. They won't get that lesson until they naturally get that lesson, and that's for everybody. Until you naturally get a lesson here This has just been going around and around in circles where you've possibly really been trying to get someone's attention, but they've not been listening. And then the ending of one is like, okay, now I've just snapped. Right, now I've just snapped. Right. So, what's the Three of Pentacles? Yeah, single. So I'm a fresh fish is what I heard. Someone freshly in prison or just got out, or a fresh fish. The new fish or the new kid on the block. Jenny, don't be hasty. But yeah, fresh fish. But yeah, single. 9, 10, 11, 12, 3. A single Piscean. Single Pisces, single Pringle. Okay, looking after my health and my own well-being, and I'm sick to death of listening to this drama, okay, which is 9, 10, 11, 12, which is the Three of Pentacles. So it's an ongoing cycle. So you know what, if you're not going to listen, then let's just be single. Okay, I'd rather put myself first. Yeah, but you're always putting yourself first, and you don't ever think of my need for being feminine. No. No, because I'm a masculine. That's why, right? It's because I know, right? But again, the Nine of Pentacles says, yeah, but I was treating you exactly as you wanted to, right? It's because I was taking you out, I was paying for things, I'm quite efficient, right? I can look after myself. If I can look after myself, I can look after you, so I know how to look after you. Yeah, well, that isn't good enough. That isn't good enough. I'm not paying attention to you doing all of these things for me. Because this can be a person that has enough, that is financially stable here, 9, 10, 11, 12, well, 3 and 2 Pentacles. I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that, I'll do all of those kind of things, and you disrespect me that way? I'm paying for all of this shit for you. I did it for you. I did it for you. I showed it with action. Pentacles. I showed it with action of what I've been doing for you already. I do all of these things for you, right? Because you can also be a mother. So it can be someone like, I do all of this for you off my own back. Like, I've done all of this and I do it for you with actions by showing you a good time, taking you out, paying. Very, very frivolous person possible here. So I do it all for you. I pay, you know, I'm a gentleman or whatever, but I pay, right? My own way. I do things my own way and I pay my own way, right? Here. Karmic free is also this, right? So it means like the person that receives, because they receive health, they receive clarity of mind. So this could be the person that's received more luck in the past. So you've kind of got this energy here where it's kind of showing me here where someone slightly lost control of the energy because of, well, a very frivolous person. So, you know, can't get to grips while you're naturally relaxed. Nine of Pentacles. Why you're okay about it? Oh, so you're okay about it? Yeah, of course. Why am I not okay? Yeah, but I'm not. But meaning that I'm not okay, but I'm asking you, are you okay? You're like, yeah, no, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm the 9 of Pentacles. I'm the 3 of Pentacles. Of course I'm all right. I'm fine. Are you? Yeah, what's wrong? Nothing. What are you trying to put into my head? What are you trying to say? I'm not all right? So again, somebody could have started playing like smoke and mirrors, like trying to make someone feel as if they're not all right. But again, when you get triggers and when you get mirrors and you get victims, right, of circumstance, when you get all of that, you get villains of circumstance. Fucking, you get Hitler, right? But when you get villains of circumstance, Queens of the Stone Age, when you get that, someone can play the victim, right? So they can make you feel as if you're to blame for it, for their not concentrating. Right. 9 of Cups. They'll try to make you believe that something is wrong by playing a victim, right? 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups, yeah. See? Blame, victimhood, martyrdom, pushing, blaming, blocking, blocked you out. So what I said right at the beginning, go on then go, just walk out the door, don't turn around, just don't bother. Because somebody had a list of demands through the 4 of Pentacles of blaming somebody because they're not opening up, because they're a masculine person. So if a masculine person's kind of like, look, I'm fucking got loads of money, I'm a fucking very decent guy, everything else, I've got loads of things going for me, what the fuck else do you want, blood? Like, I keep doing all of these things for you, and I keep trying to show you a good time, and then you turn around with the 7 of Cups and the 9 and the 4 of Pentacles, and you blame me for that? How can you blame me for that? Like, so you're like, well, do you blame me? Which is like, you blaming me for this, yeah, but do you blame me for saying that? Like, hello, you're not here, hello, you're not in the relationship, hello, and you're kind of sitting down and someone's really not paying attention, and you're kind of like, hello, you're not here, and then it starts an argument, right, and then someone blames you, and you're kind of like, well, of course, can you blame me for doing that? Like, you're not paying attention, you're not listening, you're not with it. Or if you're at a job and you get the sack or something like that, and you're not fucking paying attention at work, and you're kind of like, well, I'm just looking at my phone watching all of this stuff, and I'm really not like concentrating on my job, and your job's like going from you, and you're not like catching up with your workload and everything else and all the responsibilities that you got through your day, and you're basically just staring out of the window, you're going to get fucking in trouble by the headmaster. 3 Pisces, right? So you'll get in trouble at work, you'll get in trouble in a relationship, and that's nothing but double trouble. So when someone is kind of like, yeah, but you didn't, and you did blah blah blah, blame, it's like, yeah, but can you fucking blame me for telling me? You're not here, you're not with it, you're not listening. Right, so can you blame me for grounding you? Can you blame me for putting you in detention? Can you blame me for saying this? Yeah, I am blaming you. Well, that's why I'm not fucking listening. Saturn, right? Wheel of Fortune. Five of Pentacles. It's a clear-cut story. Someone doesn't live here anymore. Love doesn't live here anymore. Yeah, but do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? It's like, well, fuck, I've been proving that, haven't I? I've been with you, right? So I can't live with you. I can't live without you. I can't get through to you. I can't talk to you. There's a blocked energy here. Someone's thrown a tantrum, blamed somebody, and then left. Five of Pentacles. I mean, your lot probably say that you're well within your right. That's up to you, whoever it is that's walked out here. But I mean, fucking money here is good here. I mean, if you've got you or whoever has got Pentacles, 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 so money here should be very good for you. Like, there shouldn't be any financial struggle, but there might be someone here on the back end that is, because it might mean child support and maintenance. Or so, well, you put yourself out in the cold. You walked out, like, you're gone. So if you've gone 5 here, then well, you've done it to yourself. Just Saturn, justice. Well, can be still, but it's kind of like, well, you decided to leave. That's up to you. You do it to yourself. If you put yourself out and you put yourself in time out, then you left, not me. So I'm single. So I'm okay. I'm relaxed. If you want to go, you go. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to force you to do that. Because if you're blaming me and you're fucking shouting and screaming, then why on earth would I want to stop you from doing what you want? You know, people in life, they can also get blamed for saying, well, look, if that's what you want. And it's like, well, what do you mean? You're not going to stop me from going? I'll leave. I promise I'll leave. I'll threaten you that I'll leave. Right? And you're like, well, if I can't make you happy, and if I'm happy, and I'm like, you know, if I'm happy and you're not, well, then I want the best for you. And then if that's what you want to do and I'm not making you happy, then see you later. Then you go. What, you're not going to stop me? I'll threaten you and let you know that I promise you I'll leave. Because this person may not have done yet, because we're looking at past. But I'll leave, I'll go, I promise you I will leave, I'll promise you that I'll go. So, alright, then if I'm not fucking making you happy, then you'll go. So threats start coming in through the blame, through the 4 of Pentacles. So I'm threatening you to make you feel worse, to do Scorpio, which is, fuck, you're not going to get an apology out of me by blaming me, and you're not going to fucking get an apology out of me by fucking making me feel awkward. So what do you want, blood from a stone? No, you ain't going to get it. If you want it, then you're not going to get it, not by arguing. So if you're arguing, that's where we've come up with the other reading, which is that some people are in such a rush that they just blame the person. They want things to happen right here, right now, and if it doesn't, they get very pissed off when it doesn't, and they put themselves out because they haven't got any patience. And that's where this person here, if this be a Pisces, if this is a well-established Pisces that's very relaxed here, could drive someone up the wall if they're not relaxed here. Right? Well, that's what I've got for you so far, Scorpio. So if you would like to join Patron, your future reading for the 1st to the 7th of May, because this is the past, okay, will be over on Patron, but only the full access bundle. If you've never joined Patron before and you want to watch the video that is provided below before the link of Patron, that will explain everything for you. But this month, as well as every other, all of these 4 readings, 4 weeklies, as well as when the monthly did, go over to the full access bundle. And then you will also get, if you are a member, you will also get the next month as well when it goes to the full access bundle. But when I do monthlies, they go to both. When I do weeklies or anything else, all go to the full access bundle. So if you want your weekly reading, then I would very much appreciate it if anybody wanted to join Patreon, because it really helps me out and helps me do this as a job, because this is my only job. Okay, so any little helps, anything helps. But thank you all so much, Neville. Or Neville helps, or Jenny helps, or someone helps. But we'll see, because I've still got stuff in my head. So if you want the rest of your reading for your weekly, you'll have to join Patreon if you would, but you can find the link to everything below. Thanks very much, Scorpio. I'll see you over there.